here with Maggie at Gunner's Firearms again.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see you today.
Great to see you, and it's awesome to be here. Thanks for coming to Gunner's.
Heck yeah, I love this place. One of my favorite places. It's also slow in the meantime as well, so just for seasonal reasons.
That are getting the pick of the litter on these used guns that are coming in. They're the ones that are getting these screaming hot deals. When you and Laurel road trip and you get her, like, finagle her into making a stop,
Stop at a gun store,
and you're looking, you're stopping and you're looking. That's when you find stuff. You might not be looking for that specific Swiss firearm, but you happen to wander in and there it is right there. The thing you never knew you needed, right on the shelf at a very reasonable price. It's because you stopped.
So if I understand that right, when you look at the firearm industry as a whole, there's a ton of guns out there. There's a ton of ammo out there. And really the big winners are the ones who are kind of taking the time to really go out and scout out, like, okay, there's this thing, where I didn't find it at these other 8 stores, but I found it at this one.
We get guys that travel for their business. Maybe they work for the railroad, maybe they work for a trucking company, but if they have a bit of downtime and they are in a neighborhood that is outside of where they normally shop, they'll make a point to come in and check these gun stores. And I've heard from some of these guys, like, there's some stellar deals at different places. And they're like, you're a bit high on these compared to 150 to 200 miles north of you, but oh my God, you've got this thing on the shelf and you've got it priced cheaper and it's in better shape than the one I saw up there.
Well, you're exactly right, because there's a couple stores, because we have a little cabin down in Camdenton, down in the Ozarks, and there's one particular store that I always go into when I'm down there, usually to buy ammo or something, but I've bought a couple guns from them because they just had them and they were cheaper than everybody else. And there was another gun I wanted, and I was here in Kansas City, but I thought, well, I'm going to wait till I get down there to the Ozarks to buy that gun. So you're right. And I mean, so many times I could think of a dozen guns I own that I just bought traveling around. That I never saw anywhere else, or at least at that price.
And so that is really, it's out there. You do have to search.
A lot of it out there, too.
Have to look. And now would be an ideal time while the market value is coming to a low and the gun stores are going through this lull.
Well, it seems to really be a great time. If you were to give anybody advice, like if they're out because we did another video, I'll put the link below, but it seems like the trend is people right now in the summer of 2025 are really more in the market to get rid of guns than they are to buy guns. So if you're in the market for a gun, really the best bet that a person could do right now is, one, you're in the perfect time. Probably the best time there has been since 2020, as far as abundance of varieties and types and calibers and barrel lengths, and but the price is right too. Like the inflation has really, it's matched it, which is unusual as well, because like even my kids, I don't know how they're going to grow up and live in this country. It's so expensive. Like, how will they ever buy a house? But hey, they can buy a gun. Gun's cheap. They might be renting an apartment with a bunch of cool firearms.
Could be. You know what? I already know some people that live like that anyway. So
I've lived like that personally.
So the small home living, tiny home living, campers or small apartments.
It's the American way these days.
But we own guns. So
that's right. Well, it really was, and we talked about it in a different video as well, is that it's one of the few things out there right now that is actually going down in price. Like everything else is not just going up, but going way up, like beyond comprehension. Like I went out to dinner recently with 2 of my kids and my wife. It was over $200, and it wasn't really a very nice place. How how do you even like, it's getting so expensive. So it's beautiful to see guns come down. It's beautiful to see these opportunities for people to get something that's affordable. Yeah.
And there will always be some exceptions. I understand that you wonderful individuals in the comment section will probably light up the comments and go, no, it's not going down where I am. Oh my God. The price was this yesterday and today it's this. My cousin's like, yeah, all right, well, I'll buy your property for the same price per square acre that you paid for it when you bought it back in whatever, or however long ago. Oh, hell no, it's worth more today. It's like, well, that's
right.
Right. And that's where it is on the new end of the firearms. If you're buying new firearms, the inflation on those has adjusted correctly for that. On the used guns, you're seeing those are going for lower or less.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So let's just talk about like just a brand, like we'll just throw Glock out there for a second. So what you're saying is that if I would have bought like a Glock 19 Gen 5 last year, it's probably gone up a little bit this year because of inflation, whereas if I bought a used one, it's lower, or is...
Glock's kind of not the one to talk about for that.
Yeah. Because they kind of stay at the same price always. I guess that's true. But
Glock's discontinuing a bunch of their models.
I know.
And
we'll talk about that in a different video. But
that is a can of worms.
But I guess what you're saying, just a rant, like let's say a SIG P320, like so they're going to go up a little bit if they're new.
Your new pricing is going to be
appropriately
priced for current market value. Used guns, you're seeing, you might be getting 40% of cost.
Wow.
On a used firearm.
That's great.
So I mean, it's great if you're buying used firearms on either side of the counter. It's not great if you're selling used firearms.
Which is what everybody wants to do, right?
Which is exactly what they want to do. And it's like, why is it not worth this? It's like, it's not a great time to sell those firearms, and you will probably not be offered as much as you think they are worth. And like I said, we're not trying to be a bag of weenies about it. It's just the way the current market is on that. And shop your used guns around. If you are not happy with the offer that you get from one location, you have options. You can search for other options. The problem is that if you're going to sell something used, on my side of the counter, if I am purchasing a used firearms, I need to physically put my hands on it and look it over in person.
I feel very similar. I can't. Same like when people buy cars online or guns online. I don't get that. I can't do it. I know it's doable, but I'm just not that guy.
It is. It's doable, but I mean, from my perspective, like I want to work through the action of the firearm. There might be some disassembly that is going to happen on that. And your highest dollar value for a used firearm is going to come for firearms that are factory complete. Like the way they shipped direct from the manufacturer, the way they shipped from Glock, from Smith & Wesson, from Ruger, wrapped in plastic with the instructions, constructions, destructions, locks, cleaning kits, extra magazines, original packaging, and in some cases, the cardboard that fits over that packaging that still has the serial number on it. The Springfield rifles, those are shipped in cardboard boxes with a rifle case inside. Your accessories, your instructions, your gun lock, one mag, generally speaking on some of those. The ones that come in factory complete, like if I was to buy it from a dealer,
that's where you're going to get the most money for.
That is my highest dollar value given for the ones that come in factory complete. When Joe Bob pulls his rusty firearm out of the tackle box, the toolbox, or from behind the seat of the truck where it's been floating back there for 6 years and drops it on the counter and that thing's rusted and locked up and goes, yeah, I want full market value for that. I'm really sorry that gun is not,
that's not gonna happen.
That is not the same value as one in better condition that is complete.
Sure.
So And I try to explain that to people that call, hey, give me a price over the phone. I can't give you a price till I see it in person. I'll give you the best offer if it comes with everything as it was shipped. If you don't have that, bring what you do have for it. Bring any extra accessories that you have to sell with it. A lot of stores cannot buy used ammo or open boxes of ammo. That is a liability issue. We cannot, if we're buying ammo from an individual, we cannot guarantee that it hasn't been tampered with.
Sure.
We cannot guarantee the way it has been stored. Maybe it got wet, water damage, moisture to there, or fluctuation changes in humidity. That can mess with the gunpowder in there. It can mess with your primers. And so if you're selling ammo, you'll notice some places won't actually give you anything for the ammo that you're turning in for it, because we can't sell it to anybody else. Not comfortably anyway. What we can do is usually dispose of it, but yeah, we can't. There's a huge liability on the used ammo. The used firearms, usually you can go through those, have a qualified gunsmith or someone on staff qualified to go over those, look through them. And if there is an issue when you do buy a used gun, come back to your dealer first. Let your dealer try to assess or fix, and then from there, if your dealer says, okay, I can't do anything, here's the next step on this, that's what you're gonna have to take on there. But please come see go see your local dealers first. We're trying. We're here for you.
Absolutely. So right now what you're looking at is gun sales are low.
Yep.
Normally it's seasonally low.
We are normal seasonally low.
Gun production is probably, my guess is a little bit higher than usual, just because I think the market pumped out a lot of stuff at the end of 2024.
It did.
So it's probably a little bit more than usual is my guess. Maybe not. But what is that?
There's still some stuff that
I hate to just say that. I'm making some assumptions.
Yeah, it is kind of, you're assuming there's some stuff out there that is still hard to come by. There are still some limited edition firearms that are dealer exclusives. So a dealer contracts with Ruger or Smith & Wesson or Savage or any of these other gun companies and says, hey, we would like a production run, but we want it with these features. And of course, they're buying by the pallets. So and you'll notice if you go to some of these factory manufacturers, like if you go to Ruger's webpage, they have listed in their firearms dealer exclusive. Like this is a Talo exclusive, this one is a Lipsy's exclusive, this one is a Gallery of Guns Davidson exclusive or guns.com exclusive, something like that. Those are models that the only person that has the right to sell it is the company that handed Ruger the money to make those in the first place.
I see.
So for those limited production runs like that, there is still a wait time on that. And so you will still have to get in line on a wish list.
That's always the case with that stuff.
That is always,
because it's just that
always the case. And the horrible thing is for those limited or rare production guns, low volume, low production guns, you will always be waiting for that. And I don't have the answer as to when that will be in stock and when I will be able to hand you that serial number that you have been wishing, hoping, and dreaming for.
So, summer 2025, you got big winners of the people looking for used guns that are just pretty standard, nothing special, just your normal things that they pumped out thousands of.
Yeah.
Great time to buy that.
Yeah.
Good time to buy your standard stuff that's new also, because it's raised a little bit with inflation, but reasonable. And really the only people that are probably going to have a hard time buying a gun right now are those who are looking for the limited edition stuff. You just have to exercise some patience. Now, for those of you that do not want to exercise the patience to wait, you can still get your hands on those limited edition ones, but you're going to be paying more because those are usually
somebody seeing, oh, well, I got mine for dealer pricing, but if I list it on the internet, I can get X number of dollars over market value because it's so rare and there are people just dying to get their hands on it. So, I mean, you're always going to have some inflation there in the market. And you can see that if you call your dealer, if you have your patience to wait, usually you can get a better value on those limited edition guns, but that better price comes at the cost of an indeterminate amount of time.
All right.
So,
well, that sounds good. This all sounds like good news to me.
So, it's out there. Buy it. Enjoy it. Shoot it. Go to the range. Enjoy
Always
the time.
yeah,
enjoy the time with your family, your firearms, and as always.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Maggie. We really appreciate you, and we'll just see you guys next time on the internet.
Take care. Bye, internet.
Bye-bye.